Hi there, this is Toby Green and you're listening to The Green Room with Tom Green and Jacob Gaynor. Stay tuned.
Oh, coffee's for a week for that, mate.
Thank you, Toby. Tom, we're back.
We certainly are, Jacob. How was your weekend?
For the first time in a month, it was actually pretty enjoyable. How about yourself?
Yeah, it was certainly helped. I wouldn't say for the first time in a month because, you know, there's more to life than football. And that's, you know, something a balance that you need to have. So it sounds like that's maybe a personal work on of yours. But no, it was certainly fun. It was certainly very fun.
That was a dig early. I thought last week there was tension brewing.
We're 40 seconds in.
This week I thought, like, you know what, we can get back to being civil and friends, but obviously not. And that's fine.
It's not a dig. It depends on how you want to take the feedback.
I'm not good at taking feedback.
Again, that sounds like a personal work on of yours, not of mine.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the game because we are back on the winners list. Should I play the song?
Yeah, go for it.
Well, there's a big, big sound from the west of the town.
One of the great transitions.
It is nice. Yeah, it was good. I think we put a few hearts in mouths late. It's disappointing. Then we had that is a saying. Don't look at me like that.
Yeah, all right, you nailed it.
Yeah, I know I did, as always. Yeah, saved by Lecalier and Ryan Angwin also, I think, underrated a moment from the weekend. He had a massive holding the ball tackle on Tanner Braun, so former Giant as well.
We'll tag Tanner. You know what? We're going to clip that and post it and tag Tanner.
I don't want to. No. Okay, this also, just quickly as well, maybe this should be my thing. I'm sick of these clips, all the clips you do making me look terrible. They all
That's
make me
nothing to do with the game.
No, they all make me look terrible and disrespectful, and we don't need that. But anyway, you got Tanner, and yeah, we had a lot of guys come in. Obviously, our injury list is starting to stack up a little bit now, but the guys who are coming in from the VFL are playing fantastic roles. You know, James Peatling was really good. Ryan Angwin, as I said, was unbelievable. Same as Zave O'Halloran did a really good role for us in the forward line. And yeah, Lek, obviously we saw all the plaudits and he got, and rightfully so, for that massive grab. But yeah, it was a really good game. We played a brand that looks a lot more like the way that we want to play for bigger periods than we have been for the last month. So it was exciting times. I think it was a much better way to go into the bye.
You're, 70-odd games into your career now?
Yep, 70-something, yep.
And I heard Toby Green speak on radio this morning about this. How refreshing is it for you that you almost, like, whilst you've been at the club, it's been relatively successful. How refreshing is it for you to see, you know, you come in after a pretty significant win for the club in terms of where our season is at and where we are at the moment, but how refreshing is it for you to see Lek outside still signing signatures and you know, shaking babies and whatnot.
Shaking babies. Shaking hands and kissing babies.
That
maybe.
one.
I don't know, shaking babies.
Shaking babies, kissing hands, whilst you're all getting ready to the song and he's just living in the moment. How special was that moment, especially for Lek with what he's been through the last 18 months?
Yeah, it's cool. I think it is. It's what you want to see because it's also it comes from a great place of wanting to give back to the fans. Which is really important. Again, like I think more so than any other club, we have to give back to our fans because one, they're so loyal for staying with us as a developing club, and we need to, you know, get and then keep as many fans as we can in wanting to grow our club. So seeing Lek do stuff like that after he's just had the biggest moment of his really young career, be out there giving back to the fans and enjoying that moment, it's super refreshing. It's a great energy, and I think we saw the video of me carrying on like a bit of a pork chop waiting for Lecker when he came back in. So, yeah, it's fantastic. It was a really great feeling. Yeah, 7-4 is a whole lot better than 6-5.
It is. Good maths. Now, before we get into all our segments, there's a few things I want to address and talk about as per
These
usual.
Don't often go that well, but
for you, which means we clip them and post them. You send me a message going, bro, what's that about?
And you still continue to do it anyway.
It works, Tom. Don't change your winning formula. There's one apology, I guess, we need to put out there.
You need to give to me, or we need to give out there?
You'd be the last bloke I apologise to. No, this goes out to an avid listener. I say it every week. An avid listener, but to Matt Flynn.
Oh,
somehow
also,
missed.
Yeah.
Team
I also want to
of
give
the
another
decade.
one, though.
Who else did we miss?
We didn't even give it any mention to Zach Sproul.
Did we say his name?
No, you didn't. You didn't come
First
with any
of all,
names.
it's not a me thing.
You came with
it
the
felt
names
like
that
you and a
is-
burner were
No,
naming the team, and I
okay.
was writing it down.
Okay, you came with the names. So first of all, yeah, we do have to apologise to the big P Whooper, the big Warwick. We need to Matty Flynn.
He was quick on it too.
And I felt
publish.
I felt bad.
Message.
Nah, it was disgraceful from us. And also the big
It was
cowboy,
bad.
big Zach Sproul. These blokes didn't even get a look in. And they are two of the all-time greats.
And that
two of
just
the absolute
reflects-
best.
it
And
just-
it's disrespectful that we didn't give them even a mention.
Disrespectful on our part, but also highlights just how talented our academy program
It certainly does.
has been.
It is a real testament to that. But again, massive apology to the cowboy and the big P whooper. We need to, sorry about that one, boys.
Yep. And there's a few shout outs I'd like to give. One, I actually haven't told you about this story, Tom. Pre-game ahead of Geelong, as per, I've become accustomed to just grabbing a couple of photos with fans.
Oh my.
Big in the green room fans.
We need to reel this guy in.
There's a couple of questions on that. But a guy, he didn't tell. I asked for his name. He didn't give me his name. He gave me his nickname. So Nugget.
Sam Briley.
He won't listen.
No chance.
But Nugget came up to me and he's been chasing me apparently since gather round, and he had a bet with his colleagues at work that he could grab a photo with me, and every time that he's missed the opportunity, the price goes up. So he was promised by his colleagues $50 if he could get a selfie with me. So it's not necessarily a shout out. I just want half the money.
Oh.
So Nugget, congrats to you.
So you're trying to come on here and flex that people are taking photos with you, and now saying you need a commission of this bet this guy took with his mates as well.
Yeah.
You've gone to a new low, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty small, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Also to Pauline, who is one of our biggest listeners apparently. She's in her 60s. She's not a football fan, but she's a podcast fan.
She's a Tom Green and Jacob Gaynor fan.
More, I think, Tom Green.
I don't know. We'll wait
but
and see.
She's a big fan of In the Green Room, and I'm told she listens to us quite frequently when she's on her walk in Adelaide with her dog Millie. So Pauline,
shout out to Pauline.
kind of creepy that we know it, but
No,
she's
not-
on her
not at all.
walk right now listening to this.
Shout out to Pauline. I hope you're enjoying your walk with Millie. I hope she's being well behaved.
Nice.
And shout out to you, Pauline.
But whilst we're acknowledging people that listen, we probably should say, and this is a very serious one, Tom, a very big thank you to everyone who's been tuning in as we head into the bye. It's not quite the halfway point through the year, but for us, it's...
For all intents and purposes, it is.
It is.
Yeah.
So from everyone, I guess, your support at games, your support online, your support through emailing and...
Sending in zip ties.
Zip ties especially.
Still got my hand right here.
Yep.
From last week's
We've
Arsenal.
got an endless supply of zip ties.
Yeah, it's handy.
And we also have an endless amount of support. So thank you to everyone that's tuned in, that's sent through questions, sent through zip ties, sent through your opinions, whether they're being good or bad. We've
love it all.
thoroughly enjoyed it. We're having some serious fun.
Thank you very much.
So, yeah, we just want to say thank you.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to go into a new segment. It's not really a segment. There's just something I really am excited to show you.
Yeah.
And you haven't seen it yet.
No, I haven't.
And I think it's a testament to how big the In the Green Room is getting.
Our platform is growing.
You ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
So, as part of my role in the media team, I am constantly looking across articles and websites and social platforms to see what's been said about our players, about our football club, whether that's good or
Often
bad.
You're probably looking to see what's been said about yourself as well.
You're making me sound really arrogant. I'm not. I'm just a humble kid from Canberra.
I think people would be surprised.
Now, so the Herald Sun released an article.
Really?
The AFL's most eligible bachelors on the lookout for love.
Oh.
And I want to show you the photo they've gone with, Tom.
Oh. Is this serious? This isn't real, is it?
It's real.
Oh. And you know what sucks as well? I mean, from at least me personally, not that I look amazing in any photos. It's a dad photo of me, but I'm also next to Mac Guelphy, who's an unbelievably good-looking guy.
He's a bro.
Yeah. Ginnivan, good-looking guy too.
Bro.
Yourself, good-looking guy as well.
Bro.
I'm getting hung out to dry a little bit there.
So,
Have you read the article?
no, I just saved the photo. The article was long and behind a paywall. I'm not paying for that.
Oh,
So we're not going to find love.
I kind of want to see what they're saying.
For those that haven't
Does
seen
anyone-
the photo, we'll clip this obviously.
There's also, if anyone has a subscription, can you send through?
Tell us what it says.
Yeah, screenshot the article and send it through. I want to read it.
But for those that are listening, and I'll clip it for those that are viewing, but for those that are listening, it's essentially a Herald Sun article. It says AFL's most eligible bachelors on the lookout for love. It is a photo of Jack Ginnivan, Matt Guelphy, Tom Green, and myself. And I think it's because with most episodes we
Address
that we're single.
Yeah.
But Tom, I want to finish that clip by saying, of course, that's not real.
Oh, you idiots.
Why would they do that? No
I don't
one cares
know.
that we're single.
Yeah, I know that. How did you bring this up? It's really random.
Yeah, it's a real article.
No, it's not.
No, we're not in it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's real.
Oh, okay. Now I get you. Right.
There's no way you and I would be.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Well, that's
No.
why.
But seriously though, Matt Guelphy, Jack Ginnivan on the look for love. I can't tell you who was there. I think it was there was a Geelong player, and I can't remember who else I took out.
Yeah,
It wasn't us.
Yeah. I didn't think that.
I saw your smile. You were pretty stoked with it.
Nah, I wasn't. I didn't think me being single would be news to, well, not news, but like anyone would really care for. So, anyway, that was kind of random of you.
It was. Should we move on to questions?
Yeah. One thing we should actually say quickly, nice shirt.
Thank you.
I don't know why it's taken so long. You haven't really let me address it, but nice shirt.
Is that because you're the focal
centerpiece,
point?
Yeah. I've also, it was back in my,
Oh, Jacob's getting a big head.
third-
Okay, buddy.
back in my third year or something, I think when I had the arm guard on. As you can see just
That
there.
was
at my
classy,
left
the
arm.
arm guard.
Yeah, it was a look.
You should bring it back. I know you don't need it.
Yeah, maybe I should just change something up.
Yeah. Well, it's currently not working for you. So
7 and 4, baby.
we're gonna go through some questions. I'll do a few, and then I'll give you the phone, and you can do your thing. Okay.
Yes, mate.
What do we got? I'll ask some of them to you, actually. Who is the nicest, funniest, and most annoying at the club? So let's go nicest. I'm going to say Isaac Cumming.
Yeah, maybe. Like, we've got a lot of nice guys. We've got a lot of really nice guys. Maybe James Leake. Leakey's a really nice
Wow, that's
kid.
a good one too.
He's really, really nice, really polite, really respectful.
Funniest?
Well, Isaac Cummings got a chance at that one. Connor Iden as well. Zavo Halloran's pretty funny. We've got a lot. I'll go Cheese, though. Very, very funny.
Yeah, Cheese is up there.
He is very good.
Trying to think. It would. Yeah, I don't know. Last year would have been Gilbs. Jason Gilbs.
Yeah, he's very funny. To be fair, we've got a lot of
very
funny
dry,
guys.
very dry, but
Yeah.
very funny. Most annoying?
There's a lot for that. I don't know. I actually don't know. People would say me, probably. Some people would say me.
I would.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I don't know. Bing is pretty annoying. Adam Kennedy, underrated, annoying.
No, that's the answer. That's the answer.
Candace
Adam
is
Kennedy.
really underrated and
Sure.
annoying.
So thank you, Jade, for that question. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Taj. Tom, what is your sauna recovery routine and how effective do you think it is? Great question.
That is a fantastic question, Taj. My sauna, so I'll try and go 2 or 3 times a week. And it depends on how I'm feeling, or it depends if it's an infrared or a traditional sauna where I'm going, that sort of stuff, on sort of how long I'm in there for. But I think it's really, really effective. I think I don't know the exact science and research behind it, but I think it's meant to help your aerobic capacity in your body as well, at higher heart rates and dealing, I suppose, with being uncomfortable at an uncomfortable temperature and whatnot. But yeah, I think it helps me a lot. I really do. It's I've noticed since I've started doing them regularly, I think it helps with your body composition as well, and recovering up, helps with your blood flow, that sort of stuff. So yeah, no, I think it's really effective.
Another footy question. Archie, what's the best way to break a tag? I was at the game on Saturday and noticed Tom was doing a good job.
Thank you very much, Archie. I appreciate that, because I did think I got tagged pretty hard by Mark Blixarves, who is a very good player in his own right, and he's a very tough one to break a tag on because he's a big man, he's strong, he's physical, and he's also a really elite runner, so it can be hard. Around the stoppage, what I was just trying to do was go and block for my teammate maybe and try and force them to hand over, which happened a few times, and sort of even if they don't hand over, you end up creating a 2v1 and freeing up your teammates, so that can help us in that way. And then it's just continuing to rock up to dangerous spots. If you keep getting in the right spots, it makes yourself really hard to defend. And the other thing with the way that I play is I generally try and go and win the ball for us, and that can be really hard to tag because if you're sort of relying on the ball being given to you by other people, you can sort of, if someone stands next to you, you can take that out. Whereas if you go and win the ball yourself, that's very hard to completely tag out of the game. So I appreciate that, Archie. It was a tough slog. I'm very sore from that because Mark is a fantastic player, and it was a tough slog, but I felt like I did no right job, and so I appreciate you thinking the same. That's actually giving me a real lift. I really appreciate that.
You've got a massive smile on your face right now.
I do. That was actually, it's interesting you noticed that. I really appreciate that a lot, actually.
Well, that was a great question. So we'll go to another one.
That might be the best one we've ever gotten.
Well, we'll go to a message from Jacob, not myself. Tom, you're an elite player, but can you do anything else other than boot it to Geelong players? So let's go from a high to a low.
Yeah. So Jacob, you said, no surprise, it's a Jacob getting into me. Well, I think you'll find, mate.
Go off, Tom.
Yeah.
Go off.
There was just, I don't know, like, to be honest, there were just times where I didn't have much to kick to, thought I'd kick it long and give our key forwards a chance, and they clearly didn't do their job. So, I don't know. To be honest, I didn't even kick the ball that much on the weekend, but I didn't think I kicked it exclusively to Geelong players. So maybe we just saw the games a little bit differently there, Jacob.
From Liam Tatiana.
Oh, yep. You're good, mate.
Is Jacob's head getting too big for his body?
Yes. To be fair, it's not hard, little body, but it is definitely getting too big.
Yeah, well, that's stiff because Liam's actually got a tiny head and he's got a bigger...
Has he?
Top, really small head.
Pinhead, potentially.
You know what? For that question, I'm going to out him here. When we were together last, we went up to the North Coast, I think, and we went to a surf shop and he bought a hat, really nice hat, but from the kids section because none of the adult hats fit his head. They were too big. He had to go to the kids section to buy a kid's hat. So there you go, Liam. Continue to send through those questions, mates.
Yeah, okay. Pinhead
Tutty. Does Tom feel insecure when Jacob gets more attention at games now? Yes.
Nah.
Short answer, yes.
No, short answer, no, I don't.
You do.
I'm actually pretty comfortable with Jacob taking all the plaudits. I know he needs them.
All right, I'm going to ask one more and then I'll give you the phone because there's so many questions.
And I'll have a quick scan.
From Benjamin, you'll actually really like this question, and I think we both can appreciate the performance. But what did you think of Jake Riccardi's performance on the weekend? First of all, I want to address the goal from the square. Wow.
Yeah, seriously impressive goal. He loved it too, the big Ricker, the big lean back in the double cobra, which was quite funny. But yeah, no, he played really well. I think Ricker sometimes, or often, I actually think really unfairly from AFL and even Giant supporters.
Scapegoat.
Just sometimes I don't think they really understand. Like, and this is not me potting supporters either, but there is Ricker plays his role really well every single week, and it's a tough role that he plays as key forward, which I think is the most difficult position on the ground, and then second rucking, which playing in the ruck is probably the second hardest position on the ground, and it's tough when you're not actually a ruckman. Ricker's a key forward. So he's playing out of position. You can lose your rhythm and that sort of stuff. So he plays a tough position and a really hard role every single week and does it really well for us. And sometimes you get your looks and sometimes you don't. And so he sometimes, I think, can be a little bit of a scapegoat. But he deals with that really well. And then, we see performances like that on the weekend when he comes in and he's still playing the same role. But the ball moves a little bit differently. Some things happen and he ends up doing that and people all of a sudden go, wow, he's a really good player. But he does the same thing every week. He rocks up week in, week out. It's exactly what he does. It's the reason he plays every single week because he plays that role really, really well and he's super important to the way that we play. And it was nice. I'm really glad that he got a nice reward on the weekend.
Very well said. So I've given Tom the phone now, so he's going through the questions, so this could take a while.
Yeah, I'm just having a look. Hi, Tom and Jacob. If the Giants didn't exist, what club would you play/work for? I would be currently at Carlton because they
bid on you.
They bid on me in my draft, so I'd be rolling around at the Blue Baggers, which navy blue looks good on me.
Orange doesn't. I'd like to think I think I suit expansion clubs. I'm going to say the Gold Coast Suns.
Yeah, because you could just get to do whatever you want.
No, that's not my job. What else do we have?
Here's a good one, just an acknowledgement, as I said before. Aaliyah with his mark, McMullen with his spoiler, Anglin with his tackle, won it in the last minute, only 29 games. I'm assuming that it's only 29 games between the three.
Combined, yeah.
It's a great point. They were just massive.
I think from memory, Toby McMullen, I think he had the game high 9 tackles and he came on.
So did Angers, though. They both had 9 tackles.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable from them both.
Our depth is getting tested at the moment, and it's providing.
Love this one. Not a question, but love seeing Tom not wearing orange. Facts.
You do look better in the charcoal.
Yeah, way better. It's a shame. There's someone trying to wind me up here on thoughts on the Vic bias.
Don't have time for that one.
Yeah, we can't do that.
We could.
Why are you so shit at fantasy? I'm trading you out. Trade me out, mate.
There's a lot of questions like that I didn't answer.
What's that? Sorry.
All right, go 2 more.
What other team/sporting codes do you watch and support? That's a good one. So my biggest other sport other than AFL is basketball, definitely. I'm a big basketball head, a big basketball fan, the best basketball player at the club. And I know people think that that's self-proclaimed, but I promise you, everybody here will agree with that.
I hope when you say these things that, like, at the start of the podcast, you said that I've got the biggest ego and the biggest head and I'm too big for my body. And then you come on and say that kind of thing. I would never say that.
There's a difference between self-awareness and, like, arrogance or big-headedness.
So you're saying you're the best.
When we get Bucks on here to pick our basketball team, which we'll say is coming next week, but who knows when it's coming, when we get he will agree with me. I promise you.
Okay, last question. Actually,
and then, so, yeah, I'm a big Luka fan, which I'm actually going to address pretty soon in my trending topic. But Luka's my favourite player. There's some similarities there between the two of us. So yeah, basketball's my big one. What about yourself, Jacob?
I think most people would know mine. We've seen both of us dressed in Arsenal kit. I'm a big Arsenal man, big EPL man. Obviously a challenging season, but big Premier League, big Arsenal guy. What else you got? That it?
Yeah, I think that's all good.
All right, so
Thank you very much for the questions, everyone who sent them through. Make sure you keep sending them through when Jacob puts them up. They are really good. I think we had some of our best questions that we've ever had, to be honest, today. They were really good.
I like the analysis questions, like the in-depth.
Yeah. Well, it's just good. It's good insight. I was going to say, I appreciate people who are observant watching the game. And
I also think it's a good balance of football and life.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Well, it kind of flows, your last one, your last answer, because we'll get into your trending topic.
Let's do it, mate.
Before we get into this week's trending topic, I want to go back to last week's. We addressed the parking situation, motorbikes, street parking, the likes. Off the back of that, I want to address something that I think you can relate to. I've never actually spoken to you about it, but I think it's relatable from your Canberra background, like my Canberra background. My pet peeve in Sydney is when you let someone in, they do not say thank you. Not even not a 2-finger up, not the hand at the back, nothing. If you did that in Canberra, if you let someone in, they will almost stop the car, get out, give you a hug, say thank you, and then go on their way. In Sydney, it doesn't happen, and it drives me insane.
Well, I can say that I'm a big thanker.
Yeah, but you're Canberran. That's just the way we grew up.
Yeah, I guess. It's a bit... One thing I will say, though, which is maybe another topic for another time, but I genuinely, when I drive in Sydney and then I go back to Canberra and drive, you've got to actually change. Because
2 different things.
Because the way that I drive in Sydney, people in Canberra would think you're an absolute lunatic.
I think it's more aggressive.
No, it's more, I don't want to say aggressive. I just want to say direct, or it's like you've just got to make a decision quicker and stick with it. You can't you can't take time with your decisions.
Otherwise,
because
crash.
And stuff just slows up, and that's how you just slow up traffic. You just got to be more decisive. And in Canberra, people interpret that as aggression, I think, and they're not used to it. So
you don't hear a beep in Canberra.
Yeah, you got to switch between modes. I don't hear beeps anyway because I'm decisive enough that I'm just there. So,
or you're partially deaf.
Maybe
selective hearing as well. All right, let's get into this week's.
Yeah, so my trending topic this week is, I just sort of talked about the basketball there. I just quickly want to talk about a shout out to Luka Doncic. He's absolutely incredible. I don't need to harp on it about how much I love him. He's my favorite player in the NBA. He's my favorite player ever. I don't need to harp on about how good he is, but he just went up today on the day of recording. I wore my Luka jersey actually in today. I was going to wear it in the podcast, but I've done some stuff around the club today. I haven't managed to shower yet and put it back on. So, but he's unbelievable. They've just gone up 3-0 in the Western Conference Finals. Hopefully they can close that series out pretty shortly and he could advance to the finals for the first time in his career. But he has a lot for a guy who is still really early in his career. He's only played 6 seasons. He's made 5 All-NBA first teams. This is his second trip to the Western Conference Finals. Should be his first trip to the finals. He's done a whole lot of winning. really early in a young career. I think he's been pretty harshly evaluated. Some people say he's a stat pattern, a bit of a numbers merchant and all that, but it's equated to winning, a lot more winning than a lot of people do this early in their career. And I'm hoping to see next year should be his first MVP. He got close this year. He should have, you could argue he should have won it. He didn't, but I think he's, proving to a lot of people right now how unbelievable he is, which we already know, but people just take it a bit for granted. Like there's just a bit of voter fatigue almost with him already, and he hasn't won an MVP or this sort of stuff. So I just wanted to give him a massive shout out. Keep putting people on the list. Yeah, he's not going to listen to shit, but I just want to make some reference to that, and hopefully to in the green room listeners who do care about basketball, if they can at least just next time you're thinking about Luka and evaluating, go check the numbers, go check the resume, and have a look at the winning that he's done in his career so far, and also his performances and all of this. Because the thing is, one thing which I'm glad is never questioned, but he is a big time player. He always performs well in big moments, in big games, in big series. He's always there performing well. I think it's time we give this man his flowers a little bit more. He cops too much hate for my liking. Shout out to Luka, even though he's not listening. Shout out to Luka.
All right, well, it was a short and sharp trending topic. Wasn't
I
your
just
best.
want
That was almost just like you could have just said that, to be honest.
No, but
really
it needed to be properly addressed. Well, it's trending right now. He's just gone up 3-0 in the Western Conference Finals.
Okay.
Everyone talks about Anthony Edwards and this aura he's got and whatever. He's about to get sent packing.
All right, I'm going to ask you a few questions in this next segment, and then we'll get to the poem. So it's short and sharp episode, and then we're on holidays, Tom.
Sounds good.
Ready?
Yep.
Now, as we mentioned prior to trending topic, we are heading into our bye break. And so for us, it's not, for the benefit of those listening, it's halfway through the year. Let's just say it. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions regarding the AFL season, Tom.
Sure.
And I want you can think about them. And then just because I think people would be interested, and it's also a good talking point, and we've only gone for 27 minutes, and people actually like when we talk for longer, because I've been told a lot of people use this as their legit. A lot of people use it as their commute, and their commute's a little bit longer. When we did a half an hour episode, people were not happy.
Yeah, okay.
Which is surprising. They want to keep hearing
I didn't
us.
think my voice was that nice, but I guess it is.
Well,
A deep resonance.
There was a question for you to do as your ASMR segment, to do a reading
Just
of
me
the
speaking.
big sound.
Really?
Yeah.
Geez, people must like my voice. Maybe I will.
Okay.
It's nice to hear.
My question: who right now do you think is the best player in the competition?
Well, these questions are always funny though, because are you just saying like from their performance over, I don't know, the last...
Like this so far, the halfway point through the year.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. So for instance, I would say someone like, I still think Toby's the best player in the AFL. Or I think,
yeah, but we're
I think like
I know what you mean.
him and Marcus Bontempelli are the two best players in the AFL, but...
On form.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. So we're just talking about this season. I think it's
Or
very...
do you rephrase it to like who's leading the Brownlow? But I feel like that's a bit easier.
No, it's also different though, because
It's a
the Brownlow...
midfielder,
Exactly, it's a
probably
midfielder's award. No, well, I was going to say, I think the best player this year has been Isaac Heaney. He's been unbelievable for a team that's 10-1. The way that he's been able to transition in the midfield, with the Swans had a few injuries there, and he's just been... He's been amazing so far. He's kicking goals. He's been really damaging. I mean, we already knew he was he was a superstar, but the way he's rolled into the midfield and the way that he's performed, he's been unbelievable. So I'd have to say him. Also a lovely guy. I doubt he listens to this, but...
It's funny you say that. We obviously both know Isaac, but I was hoping, I don't think he's going to be allowed, but Derby week in a couple of weeks, I'd love to get him on.
Yeah, I'm not sure the Swans will, particularly after the way that you've been winding them
I
up.
don't think with my current relationship with the Swans,
yeah,
they'll let him on.
That. But no, well, that's the other thing I was going to say. So I think he's been the best player in the comp this year, and it makes it easier to say when he's such a lovely guy, which he is as well.
Maroubra boy. We're all lovely.
Well, he's not actually originally a Maroubra boy. But,
Cardiff. Who is the most underrated player in the competition in terms of the impact that they've had so far this year?
Most underrated player? I don't know. Sort of put me on the spot a little bit. Have you got any thoughts?
No, not really. This is also a segment I made up about 40 seconds ago. So, yeah, you're right. I probably shouldn't have thrown you in the deep end. Underrated in terms of influence.
That's what I mean. I'm not really
Like, you could honestly go, like, I still think Harry Perryman.
Yeah, Pez definitely. I'd maybe even go someone like...
And then obviously that's Giants bias, but...
Yeah, I don't know. Nick Voston was playing very, very, very well, and obviously Richmond have been hit with a lot of injuries, and they've been under the pump a fair bit. I don't know. That's a tough one. And the other thing about underrated, though, that's hard is that you can sometimes be really rated highly internally and not, and I suppose that's what makes you underrated and not rated that high externally. But what you do for the team and the system is really important. So, like, I'm sure Fremantle would have, an idea of who their most underrated player is, and we would have no idea. But just because what they do for them is, is massive. So it's a bit of a subjective question, that one. It's a tough one.
It is a good question. Should I get to the poem?
Yep, get into it, mate.
Okay. Ready?
I'm ready. I'm glad I'm getting to rate this by myself for once.
So am I, because I'm sick of you trying to impress our guests and give me a low score.
That's not what I do.
Because last week deserved more, and you know it.
You got a good score last week.
8.5?
Yeah. What are you complaining about?
It's not a 10. I want a 10.
You're not going to get a 10. I promise you,
Why?
I'll never give you a 10. You can't give 10s out.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you
Nothing's
can.
perfect. That's the beauty of life. Nothing's perfect. Everything is flawed. It's true.
It's gross. All right.
Why is that gross?
Tom, it's been a pleasure. You've had your turn to speak. Now it's my turn. Let's recap the week. I'll start with last week. It was my best poem yet. It was mean and personal. I don't have one single regret. Admit you found it funny. Admit you smirked. Also, you should admit, roasting you worked. That's right, we're finally back on the winners list. You could have finished with 28 disposals and a goal, but you missed.
I did.
We headed down to Geelong. The game was in the news. It would be 4 consecutive defeats for the team to lose. Unlucky to the Cats, we're now in the clear, and that's thanks to a kid named Lecca Lear. He put his body on the line, he took a grab with fantastic technique. The kid, no doubt, is a genuine freak. He won the game with his own hands, and rumour has it he's still taking selfies with our Giants fans. We started the game strong, we jumped out of the box. GMHBA Stadium is now the Giants' litter box.
Box and box? You could have said jumped out of the blocks and it would have rhymed with box.
I actually think that's what I meant.
This is going to be long.
Oh no. We now sit at 7-4 ahead of the break. After the last month, that's a record we'll take. The Swans sit on top. Their fans sure have had a lot to say. Congrats on winning the premiership. It's decided in May. Tom, the first half of the year, it's been a whirl. Let's hope in the second half of the year we can both find a girl. Enjoy your time off. Rest is key. Nobody is more stoked than not to have to see you than me. Short and sharp.
And Paul.
I know. Oh, no.
So,
Don't yawn.
well, that's how you put me over. That's how you've actually got me.
Yeah, stiff.
I just think, like, out of it's not even, the saying is jumping out of the blocks. It's not
Yeah,
jumping
but
out
I
of the
think that's
box.
what I meant.
And then litter box as well. Like, I get the trying to
It
make
was
the
meant to
play
be.
on the
We
Cats.
started the game strong. We jumped out of the blocks. GMHBA Stadium is now the Giants' litter box.
Okay, well, you didn't say that. Like, it's not what you said. So your delivery there was poor. You always make referencing, mate. You can, if you're desperate to find a girlfriend, ask for applications to come through. I haven't said that I am.
You are.
You keep lumping me in there like I'm desperate.
You had a
I'm
couple
not-
of beers in Geelong and you mentioned it to me. So don't talk
No, I
to me.
didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I had a couple of quiet beers in Geelong and then just called it a night.
That's a lie.
It's not a lie. Look, Jacob, you're getting a 4.
A 4
That was poor.
from one line.
No, but just short. Not really much hit there. Like, there's no oomph in it.
Last week I went too hard at you.
No, you didn't. I gave you a good score.
All right. Well, let me say this. If you can start...
I like the dig at the Swans fans, though. That was class.
Yeah. That wasn't my best part. It was probably the only good part.
It was pretty, yeah. That part was a rare.
They'll appreciate it. No, you know what? It actually is fair.
It wasn't your best work. That's fine.
I can't say it's been our best show because your trending topic was no good. This poem's pretty bad.
Yeah, no.
But it just shows
you can
how
try
much
and-
we need the break.
You can try and include, yeah. Sometimes they just say you just need a little break up in the routine, and
Yeah, exactly.
we'll come back with ASMR next week. Maybe I'll read a few, maybe like a page of a book or something if people want to hear my voice that badly.
Okay, that's not that's not what people want. All right, we're gonna get to one final word. You ready?
The poem is meant to be the finisher.
Yeah, but I've like. All right, well we can.
See, your routines are like, mate, you have made this an absolute meal of an episode.
I have not. It's
You
actually been pretty good.
No, I mean it's been a good episode, no doubt. I'm sure our loyal in the green room listen. Jumping down my throat. Far out.
Oh, it's hostile in here.
Yeah, I'm loving it. All right,
Yeah, it's good.
let's hear this final word. You've all of a sudden sprung.
No,
on
I
us.
was just going to say, like, what are you doing for the bye break? It wasn't going to be hostile. It was meant to be a nice
Ah.
way to end it. You don't always have to be so aggressive.
I'm not aggressive. I'm direct.
How are you spending the bye break, Tom?
I am going to. So we've got training tomorrow on a Tuesday. I'm going to go home to Canberra after that for just a couple of days, see my mates, and see the family quickly. And then I'm coming back up here because I've actually got some cousins over from America. Shout out to Sarah, Annabelle, and Matilda, and Luke, Annabelle's boyfriend, who's over here with them as well. Shout out.
States?
Yep, from Cleveland, from the US. So shout out to them for coming over. They'll be up in Sydney. They actually came to the game on the weekend as well. Who you met, Sarah, by the way.
Yep.
Lovely woman. Amazing
Lovely family.
woman.
I met your whole. Yeah, I met the whole family. I probably spent more time with them that night than you did.
No, that's not true. The Green family, though, mate. What do you mean? Of course, we're a lovely
Yeah,
family.
very lovely.
You'd love to bag them, but then
Yeah, I'd love to, but I've got nothing on them.
You'd love to bag me, like in that way, but you just can't.
I just can't. Even your brothers, like I love all of them.
Yeah, so, but they're over here, so I'll be spending some time up with them in Sydney, which I'm looking forward to. Not too sure exactly what that'll entail, but maybe kind of tempted to go to maybe the rugby league on Thursday night actually as well out here at Combank Stadium. Watch Parramatta play the Sharks, but
That'd be a good game.
uh,
Wow,
come
so
on.
it is a very short trip to Canberra.
Yeah, I'm going to drive back after training, spend Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and drive back up on Thursday morning.
Nice.
Short, sharp hit. What about yourself?
I will head to Melbourne.
Really?
Yep.
What for?
I've got a course tomorrow
In what?
in leadership. So I'll come back
Do
as
they-
a leader.
You sure they picked you?
I think that's to develop. It's an education session.
How long does the session go for?
It's one of 3.
3 months?
One of 3. I'm going on sabbatical.
Uh,
No, one of 3, and then I'll stay in Melbourne for a few days, catch up with a few friends, and then also head to Canberra for the weekend, I think.
Nice. What are you doing in Canberra on the weekend?
Not too much planned, really. Go see.
Pretty quiet, probably, or
Oh, we'll see. Read the room. We'll have a look.
that's a no.
Might have to remind a few.
Yeah, maybe just everyone in Canberra go to Hopscotch on midnight on Saturday. You'll probably see Jacob there.
Maybe. Oh, I don't know, man. It's not me anymore.
You'll definitely
I'm
see
turning
him there.
27 this week. It's like you don't go out at 27.
Are you turning 27 this week?
Thursday. 27.
Are you being serious? 27?
Yeah.
When are you going to grow up?
Oh, what an episode it's been, Tom.
I actually kind of want 27.
Yeah, can we address that?
Wow.
That's old, man.
My parents were married at 24. Had
I've
met
heard this 100
at
times.
28.
Every
How
time you
cooked
go,
is that?
Every time someone says, "How old are you turning?" and you go 27. Anyone that's old likes to tell you, "Well, really, I had 3 houses by 26." Well, that's not how
That's
it
one
works
thing we should talk
anymore.
about. Different market now. I get that, but like, I do when I think about that. Like in a year, my parents were married, and then
Crazy.
a year later, like in a year, you would have a child.
And I could not be so. I'm on here begging for relationships at 26. Oh, 27.
Begging for relationships does put it in a good light.
That's why you said it. That's the way you said it.
I didn't
10
say it
minutes
that way.
earlier.
You said it that way.
Oh, 27. Yeah, it'll hit me Thursday. Thursday will be a
You're
long day.
done.
I'm
It's over
thinking,
for
do
you.
you know what I'm going to do Friday?
You know what? It should be a quiet night in for you. What do you mean? You go home.
I've got to meet someone, man.
You're one of those old people, you know, when you're out on a night out, you see those old people, you're like, don't you have a family and kids or something to go? Like,
I'm
go
not that
home.
old.
Also, I
Oh.
feel really dogged now people who are older.
Yeah, that's the way I'm going to look.
Mm.
Like, you're dancing like people don't dance anymore. Yeah, it'll be grim.
I do.
It'll be grim, but
I'm
I'm
a good
going to
dancer too.
celebrate on Friday, I think. I'm going, so birthday Thursday, and then on Friday, to really punish the age, I think I'm going to run 27 kilometres. So a kilometre.
Are you
for
being
every-
serious or are you,
No, that's genuinely, that's what I'm going to do.
what's like, have you been running close to that amount recently or,
I wouldn't say close to 27, no.
but like 12?
But like,
or
yeah, like good distances.
yeah, like
27's
So
that's a
27's
lot.
not going to break you down though, sort
It
of
could,
thing.
like mentally. Be thinking about turning
You're mentally
27.
fragile at the best of times.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Tom, it's been a pleasure. You had a
As
good
it
time?
always is, Jacob.
Had a good
I've
time?
had a fantastic. I always have a good time.
All right. I actually do, mate. I hope you have a good break. I hope
You
I don't
too.
see you, but I hope you have a good break.
Yeah, you know what, mate? You too, Jacob. I hope you have a fantastic break. Enjoy this leadership course. I hopefully it teach you how to grow up, considering you're turning 27. Anyway, thank you to all our regular and maybe even some new in the green room listeners. We absolutely love your support. As Jacob said earlier, we would be absolutely nothing without you. And you make this a really fun podcast to do. So thank you very much for the halfway point of this year. Make sure to tune in on all major streaming platforms and watch us on YouTube. And we'll see you next week. Thank you very much.